Alright, this is the scores and thoughts video for the final week of the regular season, sponsored by Big Bill Hell's Cars. And if you don't know what that is, Google Big Bill Hells into the, or not Google, you put Big Bill Hells, yes, I use Google as a verb, deal with it. Put Big Bill Hell's car, or Big Bill Hells into the YouTube search bar. It's the first video, it's got over 1 million views, it's funny as hell. It's a joke video. It's a joke commercial. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it's a funny commercial, or well, supposedly commercial. So check it out. Anyways, let's get to it. First up, the Patriots beat the Dolphins badly, 38-7. Um, if your team gives up a touchdown to the backup quarterback of the Patriots, who is Brian Hoyer, and has a 63 overall rating in Madden 11, I think your team's pretty bad. Your defense is pretty bad. They gave up. Then again, this is the Patriots, so that's sort of understanding why the Patriots dominated the way they did, because they're 14-2, and it's the fourth time under Bill Belichick they've had 14 wins in a season. One of those times, of course, was the undefeated season that didn't happen because they lost in the Super Bowl, but that's beside the point. Anyways, next game, New York Jets trashed the Buffalo Bills 38-7. Maybe the Jets are a strong team coming into the postseason. Now, granted, the Bills aren't a great team, but they still play people tough. So, a win against that Bills team isn't actually as what would be the term here? It isn't as non-good, I guess, as you could say, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It actually means something. It doesn't mean as little as you might think. But, it's the Jets, so the Jets are actually semi-decent. Ravens beat the Bengals 13-7. I kind of expected the Ravens to completely trash and dominate the Bengals by like 50 points. But they didn't do it, so I'm disappointed in the Ravens. But at least they have the number 2 seed, so Ravens fans be happy about that. Steelers beat the Browns 41-9. Not really much to say on this game other than it's the Browns with Jake Delhomme as their. Well, actually, I think Colt McCoy started this game, so either that or it was Jake Delhomme, one of the two. Whatever, I don't care. Jake Delhomme's not the answer in Cleveland, and neither is Seneca Wallace, and Colt McCoy is still developing, and unfortunately for Cleveland, that cost Eric Mangini his job. So there you go. Raiders beat the Chiefs 31-10. This team, since this is the first time in NFL history since the 1960s that a team has gone, or it's a team that's gone 6-0 or undefeated in the division and has failed to make the playoffs. And the Raiders handed the Chiefs asses to them pretty badly. So, I mean, that's pretty bad. Losing by 21 to the Raiders. Granted, the Raiders are a new team now, and to be honest, I hope Tom Cable doesn't lose his job, because I think Tom Cable actually is a pretty good head coach. But still, I mean, that's pretty bad if the Chiefs lose to the Raiders. Still, I mean, despite the fact that the Raiders are different now. Lions beat the Vikings 20-13 in what should be Brett Favre's final game. In his press conference, he seemed very at ease about the situation, so I'm going to assume that he is not coming back. That's my assumption. Then again, he's proved us wrong time and time and time and time and time and time again. So, never take it for granted, but we'll see. He may come back. He may not. We'll see. Falcons destroyed the Panthers 31-10. Do I even need to say anything about this game? There's nothing notable about this game other than the fact that John Fox ain't coaching anymore. And the Falcons secured home field advantage throughout the NFC playoffs, so yay for that. Whatever. Bucks beat the Saints 23-13. The Bucks should have made the playoffs. I do have something to say about the situation in terms of why the Bucks should have made the playoffs and not a certain other team from the NFC West. In fact, any team from the NFC West. No teams from the NFC West should have made the playoffs. Sadly, one of them did. But I'll talk about that later. But the Bucks are a young team, and they're a very promising team. The fact that they beat the Saints is pretty good. Is really good. So I think the Bucks have got a lot of promise. Raheem Morris is a good head coach. So we'll see. The Bucks may actually do something next year. Maybe they won't get snubbed out of the postseason like they did this year because of the NFC West having a losing record team make it to the postseason. Again, I'll talk about that later. Texans beat the Jags 34-17. Yeah, not too much to say about this game, really. It's the Texans versus the Jags. Basically, the Jags just lost their chance to make the playoffs. That and the Colts won, which we'll get to later. But still, the Jags have missed the playoffs again. And they actually had a good chance to make it because they were ahead of the Colts. They had a huge chance. The Colts were on a skid, possibly. There's like everybody's like, the Colts aren't going to make the playoffs. But the Colts did, and the Jags didn't. So there you go. Cowboys edge out over the Eagles 14-13. Granted, this isn't the Eagles team that's going to make that's going to be a threat in the postseason because it was Kevin Kolb starting, and we all know how bad Kevin Kolb is. So, I mean, yeah, pretty much. But the Cowboys, I guess they earned the victory, and Jason Garrett's expected to be named the head coach for next year, which is actually cool. Because I think Jason Garrett should be named the head coach because he's better than that bum Wade Phillips ever was. Even though Wade Phillips led him to the playoffs, still. I think Wade Phillips led him to the playoffs. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But still. I think Jason Garrett's going to have a bright future as a head coach. Alright, let's move this thing down. I said move this thing down. Motherfucker. Come on. Pause for excuse the technical difficulties here. There we go. Okay, Giants beat the Redskins 17-14. I'll go ahead and do these out of order because actually no, I won't. As you can see in the game below them, there, the Giants needed to win and they needed the Packers to lose. Unfortunately, the other half didn't happen, but the Giants won. But they missed the playoffs for the third straight year. Chargers beat the Broncos 33-28. They were up 26-14 at the start of the fourth quarter, and they barely won by 5 points, which is kind of stupid. But to be honest, the real issue here is not that the Chargers won, but it's the fact that Tim Tebow actually may have a future in football and may have a future in the NFL. I hope he does well because, again, I got a soft spot for Tim Tebow. I think he's pretty good. If he's willing to put the effort into it, he can become a great quarterback, and I think he will become a great quarterback. It's just a question of can he put in the effort, which it looks like he's willing to do it. But we'll see. Only time will tell. The Mike Singletary list San Francisco 49ers thrashed the Cardinals 38-7. I got so much to say about the NFC West, but I'm not going to say it now. I'll say it in a couple minutes. You'll find out momentarily. Packers beat the Bears 10-3, securing their playoff spot despite the Giants winning. God. The Packers... I wanted the Packers to lose because I wanted to see the Bears and Devin Hester get the second seed. Well, the Bears already had the second seed anyway. But still, I wanted to see the Bears... Or I wanted to see the Giants make the postseason. I wanted to see the Bears lose out. Or the Bears win and the Packers miss the playoffs. Because I kind of like the Bears because they have Devin Hester. And I know a couple of friends that are Bears fans. Mike Oppenheimer is one of them. So, Moppy, if you're watching this video, I just give you a shout out. Colts beat the Titans 23-20. The Colts did make the playoffs, so that's good. I know a very cute girl that is a Colts fan. I'm not going to describe her, but she's a nice-looking brunette. So, and she's a church girl, so she's got the innocence about her. I'm getting off topic here. Finally, in the someone's gotta win to make the playoffs bowl, Seahawks beat the Rams 16-6, becoming the first team in NFL history to win their division with a losing record and making the playoffs. Where do I even begin with the NFC West? Okay, here's what the NFL should do. Take the top 6 teams record-wise from both conferences, put them in the playoffs. I guarantee you there would be 10 times better playoff competition than this shit. Than this. Having the Seahawks, who had a losing record, make the postseason, and then they're going to get blown out by the Saints. It's like whoever was going to win this game is going to get knocked out in the first round of the playoffs. They're going to get knocked out in the wild card round. Granted, a couple years back, the Cardinals came out of that NFC West. They made the Super Bowl, and they almost won the damn thing. And last year, they actually had another successful season, making the playoffs and winning the wild card round. But still, the Seahawks and the Rams are not the equivalent of those Cardinals. They're going to get blown out. The Seahawks are going to get blown out 35 points in the playoffs. And it's the NFL's damn fault for having the people watch this game. I don't even care if it's a home game. The Seahawks are not going to win this game. You know it. I know it. Your dog knows it. Your sister that you don't know knows it. Your cousin from South Dakota knows it. Everyone knows it. The Seahawks are not going further than the first round of the playoffs. And if they make it to the Super Bowl and they win if they make it to the Super Bowl, then I will take one of these decoys that I have in my box and I will eat the decoy. Mark my words, I will do it live on camera. I will eat the decoy live on camera if the Seahawks make the Super Bowl. If the Seahawks make the Super Bowl out of the NFC West, I will eat this decoy that I have in my hand that you can't see, and I will wash it down with water. Live on camera. It won't taste good, but I'll do it anyway. Mark my words, you can hold me to it. If the Seahawks make the Super Bowl from the NFC West, coming out of there with a losing record, I will eat the decoy. If they win the Super Bowl, I'll eat the box it came in. Straight up. Alright, so that's it. Let's go ahead and pull up Wild Card here for the postseason. We're going to do this live. Alright. Here's the Wild Card weekend. It's only 4 games, so I should be able to do this fairly easily. I should be able to watch all 4 games. Seahawks, you got Saints Seahawks, which I just talked about. You know how that's going to turn out. But, and again, if the Seahawks make the Super Bowl, I will eat a decoy. And if they win the Super Bowl, I will eat the box it came in. I've got the box next to me. I'm looking down at it for some strange reason. I don't know why. But I've got the box next to me. And if the Seahawks win the Super Bowl, I will not only eat a decoy, I will eat the box it came in. Then you got the Jets and Colts in the RCA Dome. You got the Ravens and Chiefs in Kansas City. And you got the Packers and Eagles in Philly. That should be a great game. that will be the best game on the schedule, bar none. Bar none. That'll be a rematch of the first game of the season. You'll see will Mike Vick show the same dominance he had in the first game of the season when he faced the Packers and almost came back and won the damn thing for the team when Cobb was injured? We'll see. So that's it. That's the Week 17 scores and thoughts. And again, for the last time, to end the video, if the Seahawks make the Super Bowl, I will eat a decoy. If the Seahawks win the Super Bowl, I will eat the box of Cayman. Hold me to that. So that's it. Peace.